Hello students, today's lecture is on cellular manufacturing. So this is in continuation of the last lecture that was on part families. So before starting the lecture, let's have a look on the topics that we are going to discuss today. So we will start with cellular manufacturing, then we will discuss what is machining cell design, then we will see what is machining cell planning, then we will discuss on Holier method, we will see its algorithm, and finally we will take a problem on arranging machine cell in a GT layout. So there we are going to determine what will be the most logical sequence of the machines in a cell, and we are also going to prepare a network diagram. We are also going to identify the different types of the moves, that is the in sequence moves, bypassing moves, backtracking moves, what will be its percentage, and finally we are going to suggest what will be the most appropriate layout for this type of the program. So now we will see the what is cellular manufacturing. Now what is cellular manufacturing? Cellular manufacturing is an application of GT. Here dissimilar machines or processes have been aggregated into cells, each of which is dedicated to the production of a part or product family or a limited group of families. So basically we can say manufacturing with GT cells is called cellular manufacturing. Now coming to the machining cell design, important consideration for the design of a machining cell is the part and material flow through the cell. So basically the cell flow patterns are of three types. First one is the straight line, which is also known as inline layout. So here you can see the material flow in a straight line. Then second is the U-shaped cell, and the third pattern is the rectangular shaped cell. So now we can see how the part moves within the cell. So there can be different types of the moves. First one is the repeat operation, so which is just the consecutive operations when repeated on the same workstations, that is effectively there is no part movement is observed. So this is the repeat operation you can see in this figure. So second type of the move is the in sequence move. So when a part moves to the next workstation in the forward direction, so we can see it is moving in a straight line and into the next or the consecutive station, so that is the in sequence move. The third type of the movement is the bypassing move. So here the part moves in the forward direction but not to his immediate workstation but to the station after one or two workstations. So we can see it is bypassing this station. So this is the bypassing move. And when the part moves to the workstation in the reverse direction, then it is known as the backtracking move. So which is the fourth type. Machining cell planning. From PFA we have obtained the associated machines and the part families. Now the question arises how we are going to sequence the machines within the cell. So for this we are making use of an heuristic method, that is Holier method. So it uses data contained in from to two charts and is intended to place the machines in an order that maximizes the proportion of in-sequence move within the cell. Now see this algorithm. The first step, develop the from to to matrix, that is the part movement volume between various machines within the cell. Second step, we will compute the from trips and the to trip sums for each machine. Third step, we will determine from to to ratio for each machine. And the last step is the arrange the machines in order of decreasing from to to ratio. Take one problem. A GT cell has 4 machines, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The parts processed on these machines has been summarized in the from to to chart in the below table. So you can see this is the from to chart and these are the machines and these are the movements of the parts have been shown in the from to to machine table. Determine the most logical machine sequence using the Holier method. Prepare a network diagram and compute percentages of in-sequence, bypassing and backtracking moves. Suggest the appropriate layout for the cell. Solving the problem using Boolean method. Coming to the step 1, we can see step 1 is the whatever the problem we have got. So from to 2 chart. So this has already been prepared. Coming to the step 2, we have to compute the from sums. So from machine 1, 5 parts are getting processed on machine 2, 25 parts are getting processed on machine 4. So total flow from machine 1 is 5 plus 25, 30. Likewise, we can compute for machine 2, it is 30 plus 50, 45. For machine 3 is 10 plus 40, 50. For machine 4 is 10. So this is the total flow for the all the 4 machines. Now similarly, we can compute the total flow for the 2 machines. So summation of the 2. So the first machine, the 2 sums can be computed for machine 1, 30, 10, 10. So that will give 50. Similarly, 2 sums for the machine 2. So this is 45. 2 sums for machine 3 is 0. Then the 2 sums for the machine 4, 25 plus 15 is 40. Now coming to the step 3. After computing the from sums and the 2 sums for all the machines, we can compute the from to 2 ratio for individual machine. Coming to the machine 1. So from sums for the machine 1 is 30 and 2 sums for the machine 1 is 50. So the ratio for the from to 2 ratio for machine 1 is 30 upon 50. That will give 0.60. Now for computing the from to 2 ratio for the machine 2. So this is from sums is 45 and 2 sums is 45. So that will give 1. For machine 3 it is 50 upon 0. So that will give infinity. For machine 4 it is 10 upon 40. So that will give 0.25. Now after computing the from to 2 ratio, we can arrange the machines on the basis of the highest ratio. So what is the highest ratio? We can see the infinity is the highest ratio. It is for machine 3. So we arrange the machine in this order. So 3 is placed ahead of all the machines. Then the next highest is 1. So 1 is the next highest. So this is for machine 2. 2 has been placed. Then the third one is 0.60. So this is for the machine 1. And the least from to 2 ratio is 0.25. So the fourth machine is placed at the end of all the machines. So this is the sequence of the machines that has been obtained. So this is the logical sequence that we obtained. Machine 3 is placed ahead because it has the highest from to 2 ratio. It has to distribute more work and it is receiving the least work. Now how to create the network diagram. So for creating the network diagram, we have to show it by the nodes. This will be the first step. We already know the sequence, we will show it by the nodes. Now coming to the second step, we will take machine by machine. So the first machine is 3. Go back to the from to 2 chart which is given in the question. We can see for machine 3, 10 parts are getting processed on machine 1 and 40 parts are getting processed on machine 2. The same thing we have shown graphically. 10 parts are getting processed on machine 1 and 40 parts are getting processed on machine 2. Coming to the next step, we will see which is the next machine, machine 2. 30 parts are getting processed on machine 1 and 15 parts are getting processed on machine 4. The same thing we have shown graphically. 30 parts are getting processed here and 15 parts are getting processed on machine 4. Now take the next machine. Which is the next machine? Machine 1. Go back to the from to 2 chart. We can see on machine 1, 5 parts are getting processed on machine 2, 25 parts are getting processed on machine 4. So that we can show. 5 parts are getting processed on machine 2 and 25 parts are getting processed on machine 4. Now which is the last machine? Machine 4. We can see the from to 2 chart. 10 parts are getting processed on machine 1. It is going backwards. 10 parts are getting processed on machine 1. So this is the way in which we have created the network diagram where we are showing how many parts are leaving the each machine. Now we have to check each machine because of how many parts are entering the each machine. So that has to be exactly same to the number of parts that are leaving the machine. So for machine 3 we can check. So we can see 40 plus 10, 50 parts are leaving. So we will show 50 in because that has to be same. How many parts are leaving? So the same amount of the parts has to enter the machine. Now which is the next machine? Machine 2. The same thing we are going to check for machine 2. So how many parts are leaving the machine 2? We can check 30, 15, 45. 45 parts. And how many parts are entering the machine 2? 40 and 5. So it means the similar parts are entering and leaving on machine. Now the same thing we have to check for machine 1. How many parts are entering on machine 1? You can see 30 plus 10 plus 10. 50 parts are entering on machine 1. And how many parts are leaving from machine 1? We can check. So 25 plus 5, 30. So there is a deficit of 20. So we have to show 20 out because there is 50 parts are entering the machine 1 but only 30 parts are leaving the machine 1. So that's why we have shown 20 parts out of the machine 1. Now the same thing we have to check for machine 4. So how many parts are entering machine 4? We can check. 25 plus 15. 40 parts are entering on machine 4. And how many parts are leaving from machine 4? We can check only 10 parts are leaving from machine 4. So we have to make the what the number of parts that are entering and what are leaving. So that has to be equal. So the deficit is 30. So we make 30 parts out. So in this way we can prepare the network diagram. So this is the network diagram. After preparing the network diagram, we will compute the what are the different types of the moves. So the in sequence moves. So from in sequence move we can see from machine 3 to 2 there are 40 parts are moving. From machine 2 to 1 there are 30 parts are moving, and from machine 1 to 4 25 parts are moving. So that gives the 95. Now number of bypassing moves. So we can compute from machine 3 to 1 it is bypassing number machine 2, so 10 parts are moving. From machine 2 to 4 15 parts are moving, so total gives the 25. Now number of backtracking moves. So whenever the parts move in the reverse direction from machine 1 to 2 we can see 5 moves, and from machine 4 to 1 that gives 10 moves, so that gives the total as 15 backtracking moves. So what will be the total moves? It is the summation of the in sequence move, bypassing moves and backtracking moves, so that will give the 135 moves. Now how to compute the percentage? So percentage of in sequence move, number of in sequence moves upon the total moves into 100, that will give 70.4%. And percentage of bypassing moves can be computed. Number of bypassing moves upon total moves into 100, that will give 18.5%. And the percentage of the backtracking moves, which is the least, it is as 11.1%. And now we can suggest the layout plan. So it is an inline sequence of U-shaped layout is the most appropriate for the given flows with backtracking, because you can say U-shaped layout, inline sequence, and backtracking is allowed. If you want to see the reference, so this is the reference. Thank you.